Don't Cry, It's Over. This is a nice one, you know, because I got the effect of like using like, you know, like a real organ and everything, and I was a little skeptical of how it would sound at first, but then after playing it I realized, alright, this is perfect. This is just what the song needs. It's enough to bring it to life. As far as the origins of the song go, I remember one time we were having this like party at, you know, at school, and we wanted to do like, you know, a theme in which we take like, you know, songs from like various video games and play them the entire night. We just wanted to do it, you know, we thought it would be fun, we thought it'd be neat, we thought it'd be a good way to just experiment and just change and not just have like a regular playlist. And there was this one that I used to play all the time, I was like obsessed with. I loved it a lot, and I had heard, you know, the music, you know, to this one level on it. And, you know, I don't know, that's honestly what inspired the, at least the opening, the verses, and like, you know, and the part like right after the chorus where it kind of like speeds up, the energy builds up. And I don't know, and then I just like added my own melody. The chorus itself was different, it wasn't influenced at all by that. And, you know, like, none of it was like heavily influenced by it, it was all rather loose, but... And then as far as lyrics go, these don't really have, you know, a story as much behind them. I just kind of threw them together, which is kind of weird, and it's like a few of my other songs, you know, there's no real story to them, I just kind of threw them together, and and you have to have some like that, you know, some that leave the audience wondering what the meaning is, trying to come up with their own meanings, and, you know, some that are just known for the lyrics without anything really personal behind it. But and I actually, when recording this, I thought it was going to be a bit shorter than it was, and to my surprise it ended up being over 6 minutes, because I envisioned this as being a good like first album kind of song, but then, you know, I realized, alright, you know, it's a little too long, there's a lot of like interludes, a lot of soloing. I think this would be good, you know, this would make really good like later material, but I always just liked kind of, you know, the way things like flow together. It's real like, you know, spontaneous. And this was one of those songs that I wrote in a very short period of time. I'd say just minutes, like 10 or 15 minutes. When I was in the car one day, I was taking a summer school classes. One of the classes was actually on campus at Northern, and the other was off at like, you know, in a sugar grove, and I was driving back to Northern, and then all of a sudden, you know, that same like video game music just came to mind, and I'm like, alright, let's see, I wonder what song I can make out of this perchance, because I found it really catchy. And sure enough, you know, then the verses were born, and I thought, alright, this goes really well together. And the chorus, I was just trying to, you know, be creative as far as chords, like in a couple of the other songs, and I just, you know, I didn't want to base it off of, like, you know, another segment in, like, you know, the music, in the video game music, because then I think, like, the whole thing is just based off of only that. I wanted to come up with, you know, with my own version, so... And after, like, recording this, I realized, alright, this sounds really good with harmonies, especially, like, the chorus and the after effects, so I threw that in there, and it kind of brought it to life even more, and even though it was, like, you know, very long still. And then after, you know, after I, like, recorded the first demo, I kind of put things on pause for a while, because I was just real busy with school, I didn't have time to commit fully to music. You know, but then once I, like, resumed earlier in the summer, I'd gotten this suggestion that I should, like, you know, throw an organ in, just to, like, you know, like, basically just, like, repeat, like, the melody of the verses after I, like, you know, sing it, you know, because there's, like, a gap in time, and that really livened up the song a bit more. Now I like it a whole lot more, even that much, more than, you know, than it's, and basically it was when I originally, like, recorded it, and it's still long, which, you know, obviously indicates that probably won't be a very good, like, first album song, but, you know, it'll be, like, I think, you know, by later it'll be, I don't know, an appropriate one, maybe like a second or third album, but I like it a lot. This one generally, you know, indicates, like, you know, how, like, you know, spontaneous portions of, like, you know, the most trivial music, you know, can be thrown together and made it into a song. And yeah, this is one that really demonstrates that. You know, there's not really much of a story behind the lyrics and not much more of a story behind the music, you know, than what I just told. So, I always like it a lot. It's real catchy. And the key it's in is nice too, you know. It's kind of common, but not, you know, not as much so in most rock songs, so, or any songs, I'd say, for that matter.